If you've inherited a home in the Sacramento area, it's very likely that that home falls into one of three categories. Now, I've given each of these categories my own little fun name because it helps me understand where the home fits and what needs to be done in order to get it ready to sell. In this video, I'm going to go over with you the three different categories. I'm actually going to add a fourth category now that I think about it. When you've inherited property, I think it's a good idea to know which of these three categories the home that you've inherited falls under, because it will help you determine what upgrades or repairs need to be made, if any, in order to get that home ready to sell. It just helps make a plan moving forward. All right, let's get started with category one. The first type of home you may have inherited is what I like to call restoration required. If the home that you've inherited falls into this category, it's because there is a lot of deferred maintenance. It hasn't been updated. The mechanics of the house just aren't in great working condition. I've been in hundreds of homes that fall into this category, and I've probably bought and flipped hundreds of homes that are in this category. Sometimes when you drive up to the property, you can see it right away. The landscape is overgrown or dying. The roof isn't in great condition. The gutters are pulling away a little bit from the house. There's usually old or failing windows. And when you walk into the home, not only is the home outdated, but maybe the mechanics of the home aren't working or aren't in great working condition. The central heat and air conditioning unit might be not functioning well. The water heater is old. The kitchen appliances are older than 15, 20 years. There may be some flooring that is peeling or stained. A home that falls into this category usually has a lot of dry rot damage or some kind of problem with pests like termite or wood boring beetle damage. And I've seen homes like this that have issues with the foundation as well. So if there's a raised foundation, maybe there's something happening under the home. I've seen a home on a concrete slab as well that had water intrusion underneath, and the house was cracking down the center. If you've inherited a home that falls into this restoration required category, I don't want you to shy away from the different options that you have. Before heading down any path, it's important to know your timeline, your goals, and what you have to invest in the property, and will it give you the return that you're looking for? You will always hear me say, start with the value of the property. And in this case, when you've inherited a home that falls into this category of restoration required, it's important to know the two different values that the home has. There's going to be a value that the home has in its current condition, if you were to put it on the market and sell it as is. And then there's going to be a value that the home has, what we call the ARV, or after repair value. This would be the value that the home has after it's been completely remodeled and repaired and renovated and put on the market. And when you have an idea of what those two values are, it will make it better for you to make a decision on what to do with the property. Is it something that you want to sell as is, or is it something that you want to invest time and money into so that you get a better return? And before heading down that path, seek out professional guidance. You'll want to reach out to a realtor that maybe has done this before in the past, that they've invested in the community, they've renovated a home, they're currently working with buyers and know what it is that buyers are looking for in different homes. And that way you'll be able to evaluate if the money and the time that you invest in the property to do the repairs and the renovations is worth it in the end. You really want more than a dollar for dollar return on your investment. When you've inherited a home that is in the category restoration required, it can be sold on the open market. It can always be sold in its as is condition. But if it's in a condition where it needs a lot of repairs, let's say there's a lot of dry rot damage, maybe the roof is leaking, the heater may not be functioning properly, or it doesn't have a heat source. These are things that, depending on the type of financing that the buyer is getting, the lender may require some repairs to be done ahead of time. So if you're not interested in doing any repairs, you just want to sell the house as is, it can still be put on the open market, but more than likely it'll be sold to an investor buyer. The second category of homes is probably one of my favorite types of homes, and it's what I call the time-kept treasure. This is a home that looks like it has been frozen in time. It's a home that has been very well maintained over the years. The heating and air conditioning system was serviced, the water heater had been replaced, the roof has been taken care of and well maintained. The landscaping might be a little bit overgrown. There might be just a little bit deferred maintenance, but you could tell that it has a really good base, a good starting base. The windows have probably been replaced to be more energy efficient. But when you step inside, it has the original carpet, the original cabinets, maybe an appliance or two has been replaced in the kitchen, but it is like it has been frozen in time. The mechanics of the home are in great working order. You'll hear it described sometimes as this house has good bones. I like to say that the home has a good base, a good foundation, or it's a great blank canvas. There's not a lot of dry rot damage. You could tell that the home had just been maintained really well over the years. If you've inherited a time-kept treasure home, a lot of times I'll recommend not doing anything other than a deep cleaning. Even if the home has orange or green shag carpeting in the living room, as long as it's in good condition, there's no stains, the house smells good. I just don't think that there's a lot that you need to do to invest in the home that you would get a dollar for dollar return on your investment. In a time-kept treasure home, it is all about cleanliness and then just presenting it well in the marketing photos and video of the home. If the big expenses have been kept well over the years, like the roof, the windows, the heating and air conditioning unit, the water heater, that home will just have its own energy or vibe to a buyer that a buyer will feel, and they'll know that the home had been maintained over the years. And the buyer of a time-kept treasure will want to put their own touch on the home anyway. The home that my husband and I bought is a time-kept treasure, and it was really nice knowing that everything had been well maintained over the years. We really didn't have to worry about any major repairs. So the cash that we invested into the property really went towards the renovation and our own personal finishing touches to make it our home. The third category that a home that you've inherited may fall into is a category that I call partially polished. This is a home that has seen some updates, but some of the larger expensive mechanics of the home haven't been updated. So when you drive up to the home, you might notice right away that there's some older windows that need to be replaced. Maybe the roof isn't, it hasn't quite been maintained over the years. And when you walk inside, there's some updates that have been done and some that haven't been done. For example, it may be the original cabinets, but the countertops have been replaced. And over the years, as an appliance has broken down, maybe it has been replaced here and there, so the appliances in the kitchen don't quite match. In a partially polished home, you may find that the bathroom had been updated for the needs of your loved one. For example, there may be a walk-in shower now where it had a tub, or there may be a walk-in bathtub, or maybe sometimes the shower was failing, so they put in a shower surround just kind of over the top of the existing shower. This is the type of home that as things broke, things were replaced. So there's no cohesive feel to the home. And unfortunately, this is one of the hardest homes to sell because every home has an energy and a vibe to it that a buyer will feel when they walk through the front doors. And when a buyer walks into a house like this, where there is this mismatch of appliances and updates and needed repairs, there's this disruption in the mind of the buyer where the flow or the energy of the home is just mismatched. I know this may sound woo-woo, hocus pocus or whatever, but I've been in 1,000 homes and I can tell you every home has a different feel to it, a different energy to it. And I've been with hundreds of buyers inside of homes, and I can see in their body language how they are reacting to a mismatch home. Now, what do you do if you've inherited a home that falls into this category of partially polished? Start by reaching out to a professional in your area. Like I always say, it is so important to first know the value of the home. Before you invest any time or resources into the home, know what it is you're going to get in return for that investment. And only you can weigh whether the time and money and effort that you put into this investment is worth it or not. And it's really possible that if you've inherited a partially polished home, that there may be simple things that you could do to get it ready for sale. For example, start with a deep cleaning of the house, and then maybe 1 or 2 appliances need to be replaced so that things are matching in the kitchen. It may be a good idea to have a pest inspection done so you'll know if there's any major dry rot damage or any infestation that needs to be taken care of. But wherever you start, reach out to a professional in your area, someone that is currently working with buyers, that knows what it is that today's buyers are looking for in a home. And it's probably a good idea to find somebody that has some investment experience as well, because they'll know how much it costs to do certain repairs and updates. They'll have an idea on how long it will take to do these repairs and updates. And they'll also know if you'll get a dollar for dollar or more than dollar for dollar return on your investment. And as I said earlier, there is a fourth category. It's a little more rare with inherited properties, but this would be a move-in ready turnkey property. Nothing needs to be done. It's been fully updated, renovated, and it is in great working order. This is a home that maybe your loved one bought when it was brand new, like 1 or 3 years ago, or it's a home that had been completely renovated and it's been repaired through the years. And when I say completely renovated, sometime within the last 5, maybe 7 years. So the updates are still new and fresh. I just don't have a cutesy name for this category yet. So I may need your help with that. I don't really like move-in ready or turnkey. It's the terms that we use in the industry and everybody knows what it means, but I think I want more of like a cutesy name for this category. So if you think of anything, leave a comment in the description below and I'll give you a shout out next time I use the term. If you've inherited a home in the Sacramento area and you're not quite sure which category the home has fallen into, give us a call. The experience that Jim and I have in this area is available for you to help get you to where it is that you want to be. Our best clients are educated clients, and that is what this channel is all about. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.